That's the main thing. We're gonna do live.
We're gonna do it live, absolutely. And I think it's time
To rip up on a cool one.
Oh, dude, yeah, absolutely. Oh, she's nice and chilly. Chilly, she's my baby.
Dude, that just gave me so many more
Officially
gray
a bar
hairs.
here, ladies and gents. What's that?
That whole process just gave me so many more gray hairs.
Yeah, no, I can relate. The only reason why I don't have gray hair right now because I already have white hair. It's the only reason why.
I feel like being Will Ferrell on Wedding Crashers, like when he's yelling for his mom, "Mom, meatloaf, fuck!" Like I want to yell, Shelby, Jack, fuck.
Yeah, right. Like, hey, I'm broken.
I'm seriously hurting inside right now.
Oh no, I totally get it.
We got to delete that one off YouTube so people don't think we don't know what the hell we're doing.
Oh no,
look, I can't even put my fucking hat on. I forgot to have my headphones on. Brain is fried.
Oh no, I believe it. I believe it. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, okay. We're still
Not in a good way either.
You know, but again, we roll with the punches here. We figure it out. And we kick it. We kick it, baby. But so let's since we're here, Kyle, we made it. Since we're doing it, we're doing the thing.
Did we really make it though? I mean,
we're trying our best. Let's see. We'll see. You ever seen the old Flintstones, Kyle? Remember that movie?
Oh, dude, you used to watch that movie on the reg.
Dude, yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, it turned 30 today.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yep. Yep.
Dude, I remember
30.
watching that like I remember watching that like in the 90s when it first came out.
Oh, I got it on VHS, man. What a great movie. Loved that movie. But last flick.
So it's
she's part of
so
old. What's that?
So it turned 30 today. I'm 32, so that means I was watching it probably like 4 or 5 years old. Roughly.
Oh yeah, from the jump. The moment it became available on VHS, we were there. We were doing it, Kyle. We were rocking the old Flintstones, dog. But let's get rolling through some of the stuff I wanted to talk about before we got into today's main event, which was the NFL draft preview, the first 32, right here on 2K, 4K, the one and only. Since our last episode, I've been saving some clips of or some links of past drafts and everything in between, really. You know, I'm really excited us being on this new platform, Kyle, and I'm going to do whatever I can to make it work. So I'm pretty stoked. You know, I'm ready to rock and roll. But with that being said, here, let's get a link post. But it's just crazy, you know, like the draft's coming in, and it's wild. We're already towards the end of April, about to hit summer, and you know, there'll be a point in time where these draft picks will be on the field, and It's kind of like nostalgic. What was your first NFL draft, Kyle? Do you remember actually sitting and like taking the time to figure out who goes where and why and all that? What was your first?
What year did C?
Who was that? What year? Or what player?
Kicker.
Sebastian Seabass.
Yes, everybody wanted for that pick, but
2000, maybe 2002.
2000. It was the year 2000. He got picked round 1. So that was the very first I watched from start to finish. That's one that I remember very, very well. Yeah, everybody wanted to crucify Al Davis for that pick, though, and then he became like the Raiders' leading scorer for the longest time. So that was pretty cool to shut up all the haters. But yeah, kicker, first round, pick 17. What do you think about that?
Honestly, what a call! I mean,
legend, dude.
First round ever again, Kyle. Yeah. Oh no, total legend. I mean, it's some players. I'm not trying to say, we're still having issues getting special teamers as a whole in the NFL, let alone just kickers and punters. Man, there's no punter, right? No, there's one punter, Ray guy, and there's only 4 or 5 kickers, something like that. I got the book behind me here, but I know it's only a few. And they're like, oh, our kickers football players, are punters, football players. Yeah, they're football players. Some of them,
what Rich Gannon
play a lot of it.
Punters are people too.
Punters are people too. They absolutely are. And at one point in time, man, you guys had the best special teams in the league. You had Leckler and Janikowski, Seabass, man. Pretty tough. Funny enough, they definitely got their money's worth out of them because not a lot of moving during the I guess the prime of both their careers. So, this thing when you're scrolling through the rosters of Madden, you saw 299 special teamers. They're both on the Raiders.
There's 4 place kickers. As the punter, Morton Anderson. That was the last one, and that was in 2017. But yeah, I mean, other than you got a total of Stenerud, which was 91. George Blanda.
Yeah.
He did it all. Kick, punt, court. Lou Groza.
Blanda's a little bit of a Groza. Lou Groza, baby. Yeah. Yeah, I love me some Rue.
Blanda was
Lou
like
Groza.
Blanda was like he could do it all.
Oh no, absolutely. He did play quarterback. It's funny to think Tom Brady was chasing George Blanda in terms of longevity of what he did as a quarterback, and it took a guy like Tom Brady to break that Iron Man play. What was he? I think 46 or something like that. George Blanda, but he looked ancient, and yeah, he still stands the test of time. But Tom Brady, TBD or TBD, TB12, that's a whole nother animal, man. Love you some George Blanda.
Yeah.
Stenerud was a Chief. Mortensen, which is interesting enough. I know he had the points record all time, but Morton Anderson Morton Anderson and Gary Anderson both had 2 opportunities to be a clutch kicker, and they weren't. See, they could score a lot of points, or they were consistent, but in crunch time, the Falcons. The Vikings. I apologize. The Vikings, lost to NFC title game because of Morton Anderson. You know, he was the guy that,
Yep.
you know, that rookie Randy Moss, Randall Cunningham, Chris Carter. You know, they had a hell of a team, but they lost goals. You know, a field goal, and I think Gary Anderson had a tough kick to make for the Steelers to send them into, well, either I forgot who they're playing, but my God, same situation. I try to get that one out of my head, Kyle. I try to compartmentalize that one, even though it was before the times I was watching. You hear about it, you watch, and you're like, okay, cool, move on. That's in the past. But but you know, Justin Tucker, Hall of Famer. Future Hall of Famer.
He's going to be a Hall of Famer. Yeah, he's definitely a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Daniel Carlson, if he keeps kicking the way he's kicking, he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
If he keeps it up, sure. Maybe not his brother, but he's doing all right. But
Vinatieri, he's got to be in the Hall of Fame eventually.
Oh, he's first ballot. In terms of a kicker, I wouldn't say first year eligibility, but you know, in terms of clutch kicks, you know, he's got them all.
Yeah. What else you got?
Oh, heck, I'm sorry. I still running through you're breaking up a little bit, but
yeah, if I cut you off at any time, I'm not trying to be a dick. I just really don't know when you stop talking. There's a bad glitch right now.
No, you're cool. Plus, you kind of are a dick. It's okay. But I don't know.
You want me to put on full heel mode right now? I was trying.
If you want to, hold on here. Actually, no. If you want to do full heel right about now, ending, I guess, a man of yours. But these are according to the NFL, the best round NFL history. All right, we got Bo Jackson, 183, pick 183 in 1987 by the Raiders. How you feel about that one, Kyle?
That was the best Jim in any draft. What a shame that he got tackled like he did. That ended his career. He could have probably, in my book, no, I'm going to say he could have been the best running back of all time. And he was a hell of a two-sport.
Oh, the way he played was incredible. Yeah, no, I'll always be in Bo Jackson's corner forever.
Boz is still not the same from Bo.
Yeah. Oh, no, dude. I'll tell you, Bo Jackson, I mean, we both watched it. You know, he could do it all. He could do it all, man. He had all the power in the world, had all the speed. Yeah, the incredible baseball player. Thankfully, though, even though with his injury, he was still able to have a comparable baseball career. It wasn't nothing to where it used to be, but you know, when you rip a hip out, it's pretty tough.
Yeah,
pretty tough. But
that's still, in my opinion, that's the greatest pick of all time by the Raiders, at least.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for where he was. Oh yeah, hey, shout out to Joe. We're gonna be alluding to him here in a moment, but yeah, I don't think this is any certain order, but Shannon Sharpe picked in 192 in 1990, kind of revolutionized the tight end position. A guy that not necessarily is a blocking, tight end or an extension of a defense or an offensive tackle. Shannon Sharpe was the first ever. They schemed it up for him to be part of the receiving corps, and he got 3 Super Bowls, Hall of Famer. Pretty solid tight end, man. Heck, he again revolutionized the game. You could say something about Kellen Winslow, but there's a huge gap between Kellen Winslow and Shannon Sharpe. And yeah, Shannon Sharpe.
Shannon back then was what Gronk was up until he retired.
No, he was a dog. Again, he goes late in his career to Baltimore, and heck, he was the number 1 receiver for Trent Dilfer.
Yeah.
So that tells you right there how great Shannon Sharpe was. What's that?
I said that's Coach Dilfer now.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. And your guy, Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy. You know,
oh no! If Kevin was on this, he would be telling me about. If Kevin was here, he'd be like, Trey Lance didn't get a right shot. Trey Lance this, Trey Lance that. But guess what? Trey Lance is still on the bench in Dallas, and nobody even tried to pick up the phone and trade for him. That tells you all you need to know about Trey freaking Lance compared to Brock freaking Purdy. Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. I'm just going to say now, it's not the system, Kev. Get that out of your fucking head. It's not the system. He's just a dog.
He's a dog. I love it. Yeah, Brock Purdy about to be Brocktober here in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Love me some Brock Purdy. And Julian Edelman, at 232 in 2009. I'll tell you, the funniest thing, it's just like he goes to New England. You know, they have that success with Wes Welker. The moment Welker gets hurt, they're like, well, they got another white guy playing receiver too, so he's going to be just like Welker. Like, and yeah, scheme-wise, Edelman played the same role. However, he is not Wes Welker. Like, this guy would catch the ball over the middle, you know, without an ounce of abandonment. Like, just I'm going to get hit. I'm going to catch the ball, period. And probably had one of the greatest catches in Super Bowl history. You know, again, not trying to, you know, give a lot of love to the Patriots because they got it all. They don't need anything from us. But that catch between the Falcons defenders, between two guys and just bobbling it, keeping it off the ground, phenomenal play. Love Julian Edelman.
Yeah, big time Edelman fan. He's got a great podcast as well. Go listen.
Great show. And I forgot this guy was a 7th round pick, Isaiah Pacheco, man, number 251 in 2022, and heck, he got himself 2 rings, man. You know, it's looking pretty good so far for Isaiah Pacheco, and you know, it's funny
it's pretty easy to do your job when you got the best fucking quarterback in the NFL.
Hey, you got a pretty tough job. Isaiah Pacheco's the thumper in Kansas City, and I think Edwards-Hilaire's gone. Who they're going to bring in to complement Isaiah Pacheco? Honestly, it don't matter.
That's a system running back if I've ever seen one. Pacheco,
system running back. All right.
How about Mr. Irrelevant in 2006?
Yeah, no, I'll tell you. Actually, the year that he gets drafted, I end up picking him late in the draft, and I get him. I picked. So this is just the evolution of how you draft in fantasy football. First 2 picks that year were Drew Brees and Brian Westbrook. I just went down quarterback, running back, and I forgot. I think I went receiver after that just because of availability. But yeah, Marcus Colston was on that team. I got him late, and I was like, all right, well, he's a target of Drew Brees. Let's see how it goes. And great year for me. I think the very first week, Drew Brees threw 6 touchdowns against Detroit, and that was awful Detroit. So love me some Marcus Colston, Super Bowl champ, Marcus Colston.
Fitzmagic.
And Fitzmagic. Love me some Ryan Fitzpatrick. Again, I think I told you this earlier in the week, Kyle. Playing old Madden his rookie year in Madden 06. He's on that Rams team, and he's like a 65 over. You see his throw power is like 95, and you're like, what? What's going on here? And I saw those from Harvard, and actually I watched a few Sunday games where he was playing for the Rams and showed some promise. But I love the grit in Fitzmagic, man. The dude, it did not matter the score, the down, the time of day, nothing. That guy was slinging it. Love me some Ryan Fitzpatrick, man.
What's this list show you? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yes. Doesn't matter.
No, it don't matter. And honestly, it blows my mind that people even skipped on this guy. Like, I know he transitioned from rugby to football, but all you got to do is teach technique. They're basically doing the same thing over there. It's kind of wild again. Jordan Mailata, now the blind side for the Eagles. Like Lane Johnson's on the other side. Like
Howie
Mailata was that
he
bad.
doesn't get enough credit.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all, man. He's pretty tough.
Rumor is that they're looking to jump up. They're looking to jump further up in the draft this year too, so they'll probably get it. They do it every year. Like every year, you're just like the richer get richer, and it's literally insane to think that they might jump up into the top 10 of the draft and get another dog.
I mean, I'll be excited to see how it pans out, Kyle, because again, they always find a way. You know, I know they had that historic fall, but they still had a hell of a draft this year. And you know what? They're going to have another great draft. The last couple of years, they've been one of the best drafting teams in the league, and we're going to talk about it here once we get into our main event. But that's just the truth. They're good. They're good at drafting. That's why they had that one rough patch, and then they kicked it up, man. They've been kicking some ass.
Yeah, absolutely.
And your second favorite kicker, Harrison Butker.
A system kicker.
What did Carlson get drafted or no?
Carlson, he got drafted by the Vikings.
Oh,
and he missed a kick in the playoffs when they were outside, and then he got cut, and then he got picked up by the Raiders, and the rest is history.
Wow, that's interesting. Now, I guess we'll talk about this now, and I'll bring it back up for the main event here. But AJ Brown changed his profile to Tom Brady and followed Jacoby Brissett and KJ Osborne. KJ Osborne, a new Patriot, and Jacoby Brissett, for them a while back, and now he's back on the team, looking like the starter at this moment in time, which is kind of a shocker. But obviously AJ Brown's still under contract. But do you think the Phillies, or the Eagles, are going to make a trade for pick number 3 with AJ Brown?
Don't think that would happen. Could be wrong, but I don't think that's going to. I think when AJ is going to be back on the Eagles, you're just going to have to like it. But he's becoming more and more of a diva. I'll just, bottom line.
Oh, absolutely.
But anyway, to answer your question, I don't think that's going to happen. If there's one trade that's going to happen, it's going to be a quarterback needy team, the Raiders, Broncos, Giants. Even they're going to, and Vikings. I think they would be the ones to jump up to the top 3 to grab their quarterback. Eagles jumping that far up just to get. Okay, if you trade AJ Brown and get the number 3 overall pick, who are you going to draft at that point? You're going to need another wide receiver, so you're going to take Marvin Harrison Jr. at that point? Probably not.
Yeah,
I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is a top 5 pick. I think he's a top 5 pick. I just don't think the Eagles need to go that route.
Yeah, and I feel that. I don't know why they would swap. I don't know why they would trade up to trade AJ Brown just to get Marvin Harrison. Like, yeah, he's younger, sure, but I don't know. I would do whatever I can to keep that guy happy. Like, that's still a shocker to me that just a year away from the Super Bowl, and yeah, it didn't end well. But to say that it was so bad, like that. That makes me wonder. Again, we're preaching about here, but do they really, like, in-house, outside of the draft? Like, is it? It shows that it's not rainbows and butterflies. Looking pretty dark.
And just remember this: grass ain't always greener on the other side.
Yeah. If shit gets stirred up for AJ Brown, who knows what happens? Who knows what's going to happen? But we're moving on here with the worst draft picks of the 2000s. Okay, this is for you, Kyle.
You can just get to the Walrus. Jamarcus Walrus was the worst pick in history of sports.
You said Jamarcus Walrus?
Yeah, that's what Raider Nation likes to call him.
Let's see here. Hold on here. Someone is sharing this screen. Oh, I can't do it while... Okay. Put a sound in here. But that's okay. We're learning here, ladies and gents. New stuff, new toys. Yeah, Johnny Manziel. I wanted him. This was back when we were in college, Kyle. I actually did a mock draft for this year that Johnny Manziel gets traded or gets drafted, and I believe he goes 22 overall, right?
Yep.
Something around that. And I really thought that he was going to go to Houston. I thought that he was going to end up being a Houston Texan. And, Jadeveon Clowney had lights out numbers, speed, size, strength, intangibles. That one play that he had against Michigan, the tackle in the backfield and the fumble, the forced fumble and the recovery, just an unheard of. And I was like, hey, Johnny Manziel, Johnny Football, this is the best quarterback that's come to draft in a very long time. And
you sound like John Gruden that whole draft. John Gruden was saying Johnny Manziel, Johnny Manziel, Johnny Manziel, and then
yeah, and well, who would have thought he had a coke addiction? Again, this is naive me. I thought I thought he was going to be all right, and plus, again, we're going to talk about another team not knowing how to handle a quarterback, but Browns are definitely one of them. They've gotten. I can't even say they've gotten better, Kyle. They've. If anything, it's inkling. It's just inkling better. Nothing is as much of a bust as Johnny Manziel for the Browns, man. Brady and Brandon Whedon.
They were all pretty bad.
Who?
Oh, yeah. They were all pretty bad.
Yeah, so I have a frat brother that's from Ashtabula, and he is a diehard Browns fan. Every time I would see him, I would actually name him a different Browns quarterback back in the day. And, Browns got it bad. They got it bad, especially with this pick, Johnny Manziel. And N'Keal Harry, which I got no problem with N'Keal Harry, but of course, just terrible. The tailspin of Bill Belichick here.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a good pick too, but
he's big body, and people were just like surprised. Like he was either supposed to be. I mean, he fell where he was supposed to be. They said either late first round or early second, and I think they traded up to get him at 32 or something stupid like that. I forgot. I forgot where exactly N'Keal Harry got drafted, but still did nothing in the league. Always hurt. One point, he goes to the Bears, and that offseason, they tried. I think it was actually this past offseason. Now that I think about it, they tried saying that N'Keal Harry had one of the better blocking percentages in the NFL, and I'm like, okay, that's good to hear. What about the rest? And but I totally forgot this happened. You know, maybe one day when we get hardcore into these, either reps and or draft previews. You know, I forget the little Jesus Christ, I can't talk. Synchronicities. Sometimes I just forget about the synchronicities. Taco Charlton over TJ Watt. I had no idea Taco was taken before TJ Watt. Had no idea. Do you remember that?
Yeah, dude, that's Jerry being Jerry.
I mean, that's crazy to me.
I don't know how anybody. I don't know. You look at JJ. This is what I was thinking when going into that draft class. I was screaming for the Raiders to take TJ. You look at JJ, the career he's had. I understand you can't base it off of brothers and things like that, but I just thought in my heart of hearts, like, if you can get half of what JJ was out of TJ, you'd be doing okay. And look at TJ now. Arguably, I think he's going to have a better career than JJ did.
Yeah, no, I mean he's a slightly different player, but you're gonna they get the same output. And
yeah,
I agree with what you're saying, Kyle. You can't bank a brother off a brother. But it's not like we're talking about the Gronkowskis here. Like, they're both defensive players, and like, normally if you're both defensive players, I think you're more on track to be like the same in terms of play style or ability. But like look at TJ Watt, look at JJ Watt, then look at Derek Watt, fullback. Or Kyle Long and Howie Long's oldest son. Who's that?
Yeah,
he has a podcast.
He does have a podcast. Jake Long.
Jake Long. No, is it Jake Long?
No, I thought it was Jake Long.
It's gonna drive me nuts.
Chris Long. Chris Long.
Okay, yeah, because Jake Long was, I think, the left tackle.
Yeah, that was my bad.
He wasn't related. No, it's okay. It's a very easy thing to get confused. But I think Jake Long and Chris Long actually got drafted back to back that year because Jake Long went to Miami. No, he went to Tennessee. Yeah. Jake Long went to Tennessee, and Chris Long, right?
Chris Long went
to LA. Well, he went to St. Louis.
Yeah, that's where him and James Laurinaitis were teammates. I think James Laurinaitis was there before Chris. Maybe after.
Oh, Laurinaitis.
Yeah, but they could have had a hell of a defense. They didn't have a hell of a defense.
Yeah, no, they were pretty close. I would make a Madden 25 team, the Barry Sanders cover, and be the Rams. Love me some Laurinaitis. Dude just couldn't stay healthy.
No, you couldn't.
He played for a while though. He was still pretty good.
We got to be getting towards.
Oh, hey, man, biggest bust. Yeah. There you go. There you go.
Oh, Kevin, I hope you're watching this, or at least watching the replay of this. But there's your guy, Kev. The man, the myth, the legend, Trey Lance.
Oh, yeah. And enough said about that. It's crazy.
Hey, he didn't get enough,
for his little.
He didn't get a fair enough shot. He just didn't get a fair shot.
It's just wild how little of snaps he's taken, and the risk that, the Niners and the Cowboys have taken, hoping that he can kind of catch up. It's all about repetition, man.
Yeah, man.
This one hurts me.
Oh.
I love me some Kevin White.
In college, I was writing for startup website for sports, and in my article I wrote why to stay away from Kevin White. biggest factor was he had one good year at WVU, and his draft stock skyrocketed. But also, and no offense to all the WVU fans, but the conference wasn't that difficult. So how would he fare going into? Yeah, how would he fare going? Yeah, how would he fare going into guys that are all equal to him now or better? And long story short, he couldn't stay healthy anyway. But yeah, he was one of the biggest busts, and I basically told everybody to stay away from him. The only people who didn't listen to me was Chicago.
And well, they might get it right this time, but Kevin White broke my heart, man. Not Kevin White himself, but his career. I love me some Kevin White and Eric Flowers, man.
Yeah,
the Giants time and time like they had a young offensive line this year, sure, but I really thought that they would come in and smack some people, and they dealt with some injuries. At one point in time, they had a whole new offensive line, and I don't think Eric Flowers is on the team. I don't think he's on the team. So, no, he's not. He's not. No. But, yeah. Old bust. Oh, and Tack McKinley. I remember watching this live. He, cried and, said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do whatever I can to be the best. And it never panned out. I'm assuming that he had some injury issues. That's one thing that's kind of a revolving door with all these busts outside of, I'd say outside of Johnny Manziel.
Andrew Marcus.
Everyone has dealt. Oh, Andrew Marcus. Everyone has dealt with an injury, significant enough to where they, never got going. And then I bring up Mitch. Yeah. What our best quarterback, right, from the last 2 years.
This was John Fox demise right here. No other way.
Yeah. Could have had Mahomes.
Could have, would have, should have.
Could have had Mahomes.
Someday they're going to put a statue of John Fox up just to tear it down in Chicago.
They would do that there. Eli Apple.
And his 25 kids.
Really?
Dude, he's got kids with so many people. Allegedly.
Good for him. Hey. Just like Brett Favre and Fitzmagic, if you can sling it, dude.
or you could protect it and then sling it.
No, I agree. No, that's a no-brainer, Kyle. But so about to wrap it up here before we get into the main event. Who do you think's gonna have a better year next year, Kyle?
Heart tells me, my head wants to tell me Josh Jacobs, just because. Well, I love Josh. My thoughts and feelings about Josh. It's got to be King Henry. If he stays healthy with Lamar and that run heavy offense, I'm going to go King Henry.
Yeah. That's how I'm feeling too. I love King Henry. No shit, man. Josh Jacobs still got some tread on the tire, but in all reality, Derrick Henry, for the first time, is not going to be keyed.
Yep.
His entire career. Like Josh Jacobs is basically just going into a better situation. But he's gonna walk into an offense that's ready for him. And so, the way I look at it, man.
Well, I mean, Aaron Jones thrived in that offense too, but now you're going to let King Henry literally be able to thrive with the read option game. I'm taking King Henry.
Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, as we wrap it up here, I know this is a draft special, but we're gonna
you don't have to be drafted, ladies and gentlemen, to make it. You don't have to be drafted to make it.
Killer.
What the hell are you eating?
Oh, dude. Popcorn. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I just thought you were still eating nuts.
Oh, no, I was eating some nuts a little bit ago.
Yeah, I know you like nuts.
During the warm-up. They're pistachios. All right.
Oh, Kurt Warner. Bagging groceries one week, winning Super Bowls the next week.
And, you know, I heard he is so good at matching just the meat with the coal, you know, the veggies, and then the milk with the soda, with the pop. Kirk was the man. Kurt was the man.
Wes Welker. He had a decent career.
It's crazy he didn't get drafted. Oh. Again, flash in the pan overall, but kind of revolutionized the position in terms of a slot receiver.
He started with Miami as a return man.
Yeah.
And then Bill's like, Bill's like, let's take him from our division rivals. And then Tom Brady's like, let me turn him into one of the best slot receivers that, you know, I've ever played with. And then insane. That's Bill at his best right there.
Yeah. Like, hey, this guy's good at changing directions really quickly. And then let's go get Randy Moss. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Tony,
I saw a video of this guy the other day. Love Tony Romo, man.
What do you think his drink is? His drink of choice? Scotch?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Think about it. He's an Eastern Illinois guy, right?
Yeah. Dude, it like literally sucked though for Tony Romo. He came back from that injury. Dak was the backup, and then he got hurt in preseason in Seattle. Seattle was not good to Tony Romo, if you think about that.
No.
You know, the playoff game, and then when he broke it, like when he got injured, and that was basically his career. Dak came in, and
well, heck, his first playoff game, he fumbled a snap for a game winning field goal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Seattle.
No. Sorry, it was a game tying PAT.
Yeah,
I thought it was a PAT. It was short because he fumbled it and tried to run it.
It was a PAT. Yeah,
couldn't make it.
He ran fire. He tried to do, you know, but it is what it is. He had a hell of a career. He should be probably Hall of Famer.
I'd say late.
Be first ballot. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be first ballot, but he'll get in eventually.
If you think about it, man, players like him, Donovan McNabb, Ben Roethlisberger, guys that could play, you know, live on the go and make something happen with their feet behind the line of scrimmage. Tony Romo at one point in time was the best at doing it.
You're right. No, I like Tony. Antonio Gates, basketball player turned football player.
Beautiful, beautiful story.
Hell,
again, the guy.
He was such a threat, dude.
Oh yeah,
he tore the Raiders up so many years. Hell of a player.
Didn't matter who he played.
No, hell of a career.
Kent State, baby. Can't read, can't ride. Can't write. Julian Evans says that all the time.
Warren.
It's a wild thing. It's a wild thing.
He wasn't drafted.
It's because they didn't, it's all about era. You know, what era you're in, man. And he was a black quarterback. They're like, all right, well, he throws the ball on the run. That's not gonna equate to the NFL. So then he gets drafted by a CFL team, ends up winning like 5 or 6 titles. And he kind of showed up during like the era of free agency and comes to the NFL. At one point in time, the highest paying contract of all time. And won a few playoff games, never got a chance to play in a Super Bowl. But he was top 3 in passing until the new era of quarterbacking showed up. You know, like the Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Brett Favre, all them guys. Warren Moon was the leader until he surpassed Fran Tarkenton, and then whoever passed him was actually John Marino. So like you want to talk about the Mount Rushmore of passing, you know, he's on it. Warren Moon the dog.
100%. Yes.
And I believe John Randall. When I found out this guy was undrafted, I was shocked. You know, smaller, defensive tackle, 3 technique, but heck, he's the all-time leader in sacks at the defensive tackle position. Hall of Famer. He was on that.
Pretty much everybody on this list is a Hall of Famer, and they're undrafted.
Yeah, honestly, I think except for Wes Welker.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's just going to show you don't have to be drafted. James Harrison, I think he's still breathing in oxygen from that long Super Bowl touchdown run.
Oh, oh yeah, no, he definitely is, man. But I'm telling you, not a Hall of Famer yet, but the dude should be. Like,
he was cut how many times from
Player of the Year?
Dude, he kept getting cut.
I think in total between him and the Steelers was about 12 times.
Yeah. It was insane.
It's kind of
wild. He never gave up. Perseverance at its best there.
Yeah, and that guy was made of iron, man.
Scary.
Very scary. Dude couldn't smile.
No.
Just made it break
commercials
people.
when he was chasing that guy and tackled him.
Oh, dude, yeah. Oh, yeah. Killed him.
Priest Holmes had a hell of a career until his neck injury.
Yeah. I think still to this day, he's the all-time leading rusher for undrafted players. So
yeah,
I know that, you know, take what you want with that, but Priest Holmes, man, at one point in time until things got crazy with rushing touchdowns, man, but he was the leader. He was the one that kind of broke the initial record, and then LaDainian Tomlinson came in, broke the record. Then Sean Alexander came in and broke the record. But you know, it was untouchable feat until Priest Holmes.
Yep.
And I didn't know this. Jason Peters, dude played like 14 years. I think he played last year.
Yeah, he went to Dallas, right? Last year, I think, for a little bit.
He went to went to Dallas last year. And then the year before, he was in Chicago. Oh, hell, I forgot where else he was, man. But it's just crazy. It's crazy. You know, guy, I don't know how many Pro Bowls, but he has a handful.
He was an Iron Man for that Philadelphia offensive line.
Yeah. Oh, no. One point in time, he was the best guy. And then Jason Kelce showed up. And it's crazy that, Jason Peters, I don't know. I don't know if he's playing this year. If he is, he's totally the fact that he outlived Jason Kelce. You know, it's just kind of remarkable, man. You know,
yeah,
but I'm glad Jason Kelce retired, and he's dude. Yeah, no, that's a crazy thing, man. Skyline Chili. That would break my heart. I would never wear. I mean, I would never wear it. I just. And I guess
is it main event time?
I guess we'll bring it up when we go in the draft. Yeah. No, we'll get into the rest of it with. Well, you know, hey, Matty Ice retired. Good job, Matt.
Congrats,
I think you're a Hall of Famer. Yeah,
it would have been if he would have won the Super Bowl.
Well, say what you want again. We talked.
I think he might
talked about it last episode, man.
He might get in eventually.
If he won, it's a guarantee. Yeah, but yeah. Hell yeah. Alrighty. Boom. Cool. Where are we at here?
Smoking.
That was not intentional. Are we moving? Are we moving okay?
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay. Well, in terms of live stream and stuff, I literally just saw your text.
Okay. Yeah, we're good.
Okay. And this is what I was trying to click earlier, man. Hold on.
But now the forbidden fruit must be tasted.
Did you hear that?
I did not hear that.
But now the forbidden fruit must be tasted. But now the forbidden fruit must be tasted.
Don't ever be scared.
Please pop up on my screen.
Yeah, it's trying to pop. Come on, you son of a bitch.
So, what's the plan?
Right.
Okay.
Two K, 4K.
There we go.
2K, 4K. 2K, 4K. 2K, 4K. 2K, 4K. 2K, 4K. 2K, 4K. Wow! 2K, 4K. 2K, 4K. 2K, 4K. 2K, 4K.
We're here. We're moving it. It's the 2024 NFL Draft Preview right here on the 2K 4K podcast, the one and only, baby. I'm 2K Kyle. Alongside me, as always, forever and always, my Shania Twain, 4K Jones. Kyle, how you feeling, brother? Big week.
Feeling great, dude. Christmas week for NFL fans.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Right now we're the eve of the eve of the eve of the eve of the eve, brother. And we're pretty close to draft day. Of course, that's going to be Thursday this week.
We're very close.
We're doing a live draft preview or a live draft.
We will be streaming all night.
Yeah, all night till it's over. It's never over. And so, I'm tickled to death about
this.
We'll
be on the air around 7:45.
We're going to be doing the first 32. Yeah. Is that what? Well, it's 8 o'clock, correct? Eastern Standard Time.
8 o'clock's draft. Yeah. We'll come on a little bit early and give the little people, give a little love to the people.
Love to the people. Hey, let's hear for the. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, please, you guys are too kind. All right. It's okay. Shit. That's right. We're doing it live. We're going to be doing it live here for the NFL Draft for those that can't make it. Those that can't. All right. Come on. Listen. Come on. Okay. Damn.
Those were
hurt
all for me,
yourself.
by the way.
Yeah, no, they were. It's all for 4K. The whole reason why I got this thing up and running is because 4K Jones here right now. So thank you for being you, and thank you though the fans for being you guys as well. Again, we're gonna be doing this live on TikTok, Instagram, and what else are we doing it on, Kyle? YouTube. Pretty excited about all that. We're gonna be Trey splicing, and we're gonna give guys, people an opportunity to hear live alerts and video of the NFL draft and ball rolling. And we're gonna do a draft preview of the first 32. And Kyle, I'm gonna state this out now how I've picked some players. To be honest with you, I don't necessarily look at not necessarily the best player at said draft slot. I look at the team. I look at that team's main concerns. What their need is. All right, and I just assume that I'm the GM, and I'm like, all right, cool, yeah, we got this, we have that. We might have a receiver that's projected to go to us. However, we don't need a receiver right now. We need to get somebody else. That's how I look at this. And so I'm not in it to try to make the correct pick, because I've tried that before and I'm still wrong. So I'm gonna treat it as is, brother. And yeah, there'll be some hypothetical things, but we're just gonna go 1 through 32. And how's that sound? You cool with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that. I would like to preface this by saying, for simplicity's sake, I didn't do too many trades of mine. Draft night, there's going to be a lot of trades. You're also going to see a lot of cool new little graphics on our new technology that we got working behind the scenes. Also, shout out to Kev. He is going to be our special guest analyst for Thursday night. So shout out to Kev. Can't wait to get that ball rolling. But it's going to be a fun night regardless. There's going to be a lot of things that happen on draft night. There always is. There's going to be a lot more trades than the one that I put in mine. There's going to be, you're going to have teams that are going to reach. You're going to have teams that are going to, the rich get richer, the saying goes. You're going to have teams that you're going to, Kansas City's probably going to draft another freaking lock starter day one, because that's what Andy Reid does. But yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. I can't wait to watch it with the boys and have our first ever podcast on draft day. So yeah, it's going to be a good time. I took off Friday because I need to be off Friday. There's no way I'm going to be able to go to work.
All right.
So yeah, other than that, yeah, we'll get some foods in us. We'll have like a little draft party with the fans, and we'll show off our new technology and graphics. And the little man's going to be there too.
Absolutely excited about that. Excited to see our man Ed show up and be part of the crew. And yeah, we're gonna be sending out all the love and all the excitement with our new fun toys for this draft preview, man. And yeah, Kyle, you hinted at this. You're talking about some trades that you have. I have hypothetical trades because again, last year was the most trades that in NFL history in the first round. So to predict that'll even either match or even increase from last year, it could easily happen. But to try to put that down on paper and predict it at all, you got to be a fly on the wall to figure that stuff out. So it's just it's an uphill battle that you just can't win. So. Yeah.
And before we get into this, I want to give a real quick shout out and good luck, good vibes to Mike and all of his clients in this draft. Mike Simon.
Yeah.
So good luck to your clients, and do your thing, man. Look forward to big things from you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Good luck to them all. What an exciting time that has to be for them. Because again, like as it gets closer, you get a little more nerves, probably get a little more excitement as well. Because you can't, it's not real till it's real. You can only get so hyped because they're probably doing a lot of stuff every day anyways, getting ready for the draft, let alone getting ready to play. And yeah, very excited for all those guys. Good luck to them. But yeah, with that being said, let's get the Bears have made a lot of moves this year. Okay. And half of our episodes leading up to the trade, what is Justin Fields going to do? Is he going to be a Bear? Are they going to go after Caleb Williams? They're going to have both on the team. What's going on? This is easily this is the biggest, in my opinion, since Trevor Lawrence, Andrew Luck, Cam Newton. I mean, again, I said it earlier in the pregame, Jadeveon Clowney. I know I went Manziel going first, but Clowney was a lock. He looked like a generational talent with his abilities. But that being said, this right here is a lock. Everything else is going to be different. I got Caleb Williams going number 1 overall. He's a step up in terms of talent-wise with from Justin Fields. Love Justin Fields. But in terms of stuff that he was able to do in college, it might not even be able to be done in the NFL. So I don't know if he's going to be all cracked up what people think he's going to be, but he's going to go first overall here.
I have the same first overall pick, Caleb Williams. I mean, just makes too much sense at this point. No more Justin Fields, as you alluded to. We discussed this the other day. This is the lock of the lock of the lock of the lock of the draft.
Yeah.
99.98% chance Caleb Williams a Bear. The only way Caleb Williams isn't a Bear is if he does an Eli Manning, and I don't see that happening. So, Caleb Williams, welcome to Chicago.
Yeah, and well, we might as well go right into it here. You brought up the Eli Manning. I don't think there's going to be an Eli Manning situation because the Commanders, I know they got a new regime, new coaching staff, probably new guys in the organization, but they still keep people. You know, again, just because there's new guys paying the bills doesn't mean that everything's different. And I still think they're going to find a way to mess it up here at number 2. They're better players on the draft board, still sitting at number 2, and so I think the Commanders are going to mess it up. You know, they signed Mariota. All right, they got Eckler. All right. Trying to think who else they could possibly have. They lost a lot of guys on the defensive side, but they're like, we need to sell tickets. How do we do that? So we're going to get a guy that's 8 feet tall and stand around like he got on playability, sure, but are we going to say that he's, ready to rock? Drake May, number 2 overall. I'm not really excited about it, but I'm not a fan of Commanders, so it's not going to hurt me. It don't hurt me. But that's who I think they go after.
News came out today. J.J. McCarthy's the favorite to go number 2 overall by some sports betting websites. I think the uncertainty with Drake May, the uncertainty with his accuracy, just how inconsistent he was at his pro day, and how inconsistent his film looks, I don't think he's going top 5. I think Drake May falls. I have, and the reports of Jaden Daniels not wanting to play for Washington. You are right. This is where Washington screws the pooch here. Instead of getting a lock, a day 1 starter, and Jaden Daniels, they're going to go with J.J. McCarthy and struggle for the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Sorry, Dale Earnhardt Jr., I know you're a Skins fan, well, Commanders fan, but it's going to be struggle bus. I got Washington taking J.J. McCarthy.
That's my thing, man. Like, I mean, J.J. McCarthy is a better quarterback. Yeah, the ceiling of Drake May might be higher. I truly don't think it is. J.J. McCarthy's done everything but lose. You know, you could be a hater all you want here, Kyle, but it would be a better pick, J.J. McCarthy. But I don't think he's going to fall there. I think that people are overlooking his overall talent, being J.J. McCarthy, and that's why I think I got him falling further on in this draft. But Drake May number 2, and you say J.J. McCarthy number 2. So moving on here, we got number 3 overall, and this gets to our first wild card. Patriots going here, but late last week, had to phrase that right. the pick is open for business. Now, we talked about in the early show, who's it going to be? Who's going to jump into the number 3 spot? Is it going to be the Patriots with AJ Brown? But this right here, I think this is going to be you guys. All right, I think the Raiders are going to give up some draft equity. All right, and you said number 3. You had to get the number 3. All right, so you guys come right in, take the trade, take the number 3 overall pick. You said it had to be number 3. And I think, again, that's why I think Drake May is going number 2, because the Commander's going to mess up. There's going to be incorrect draft picks in this draft, period. Busts left and right, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Drake May's that guy. I think Jaden Daniels goes number 3 overall.
To the Raiders.
To the Raiders, yeah.
That's where I have that was my one trade that I did in here. Tom Telesco, GM of the Raiders, came out today and said they have a plan to get up in the top 3. They also have a plan to move back if the price is too steep for top 3. Yep. I don't think the price is going to be too steep for top 3, and here's why. Maybe if you look at it on the outside of the surface and say, wow, you got to give up that to get a top 3, you can say that's steep. But when you have a player that you like AP loves himself some Jaden Daniels. The Raider Nation loves himself some Jaden Daniels. We're trying to sell seats in the Legion. You got to go get your guy that can be a day 1 starter. I think Jaden Daniels is a day 1 starter. I think he is going to be our future franchise quarterback. I think you pull the trigger, and this is my one trade. Raiders moving up to number 3 with New England taking Jaden Daniels number 3 overall.
Hell yeah! And people are having him Jaden Daniels ranked pretty high, and this is an anonymous AFC scout I got right here. Okay, he says he's just a better fucking player than Caleb Williams. All right, an AFC scout.
I agree with that 100%.
Said this about Jaden Daniels. He's a little bit bigger. He has I think a better running ability, but Caleb Williams got something special. He can draw stuff up in the dirt. We talked about Tony Romo earlier in the episode, and talk about guys like that. That's what Caleb Williams can do. But Jaden Daniels, I'm telling you, you said you need a guy that can fill the seats, buy tech, sell, okay? And AP needs his guy. You said 3-year contract. Not a lot of coaches get a 3-year contract, and you know what? We know that AP 3 years. All right, it's win now. It's build now. You don't miss on your guy. You don't miss on your guy. Jaden Daniels to the Raiders, 2K, 4K, lock.
Yes, 100%.
But as we move on, again, that's a trade for the Raiders. We move on to pick number 4. All right. Now, originally, this is the Arizona Cardinals. Could they sit there and take Marvin Harrison? All right. Everyone's projecting him to go there because, they lost D-Hop. They lost A.J. Green. Hollywood Brown's gone. Rondale Moore's gone. They don't got any receivers. All right. They got Trey McBride. And I love you some Trey McBride. But he's heir to a Hall of Famer. The stakes are high with Marvin Harrison, and sure, he could be a Hall of Fame receiver, but he could also very much be a bust. There have been other sons that make it in the NFL that really don't pan out, and if they do, they're flash in the pan. So I'm not trying to put all this weight on Marvin Harrison, but I think if someone, let's say a player owns a position pick or a pick in the draft and not necessarily a team, yeah, Marvin Harrison might be the number 4 guy. But who's going to trade up to go get Marvin Harrison? All right, and then the Cardinals, I think they're going to trade down. I think they're going to take some picks because they need more players to make this team better. Yeah, I don't know who was. Some broadcaster said they're the best 2-win team in the league, and they played pretty hard-nosed. But Josh Dobbs is gone. Let's see what this team can do with Kyler Murray and put a team around him. Again, I think they're going to trade down, and who I think is going to trade up. I actually think, and I had this down before the trade that was made today, I think the Denver Broncos are going to trade up and go get themselves Marvin Harrison. That's what I think is going to happen. All right, Penner Payton is going to make some crazy ass move for no fucking reason. I know they got Marvin Mims. I know they got Cortland Sutton. They just got rid of Jerry Jeudy. All right, who are they going to put there? All right, they're going to put Marvin fucking Harrison. All right, Peyton played in Denver. Marvin didn't play in Denver, but what about his son? Think about that. The new uniforms suck, but they're going to get Marvin Harrison Jr.
I do think a team will move up to Arizona's spot. However, that's not how I did my mock. I got Arizona taking a wide receiver for help for Kyler Murray. I got them taking Rome Odunze from Washington.
Rome Odunze.
Yeah. Look where I got him. Moving on to, and the reason for that, I love Marvin Harrison Jr. I just don't think that's going to be the best fit for him. And I think Arizona has their guy already, and I don't think it's Marvin Harrison Jr. So
they got a lot of hype.
A lot of people are saying that Rome. A lot of people are saying that they'll take Rome over Marvin Harrison Jr. anyway. So we'll see how that goes. Pick number 5.
So this is actually pretty interesting. Right now, we've got the San Diego Chargers, the LA Chargers, whatever you want to call them, sitting at number 5. And according to this list, they got Brock Bowers going there at tight end. Now, could he easily go there? Sure. But you're also talking about, earlier in the episode, we talked about J.J. McCarthy essentially being an answer for as a potential, not backup, but a replacement for Justin Herbert. You know, changing of the guard with Coach Harbaugh coming from Michigan to Los Angeles, but you know, kind of up in arms. You know, I think Brock Bowers would be a perfect fit for that team. You know, but I think they need other pass catchers. You know, are they going to go strictly through the tight end? You know, this Harbaugh system, is it going to be a power system? You know, I forgot who they got running back this offseason. I know they lost Eckler to the Commanders, like I said earlier, but I think they need a tackle. You know, I think they need an offensive lineman. You know, I'm talking about the needs here. Yeah, your $100 million quarterback could easily use another pass catcher. Y'all just lost Keenan Allen, and to say that anyone on that team or on that offense has shown any form of good production. Mike Williams is gone as well. Sorry. So you got a guy that just got drafted last year. I personally think that's going to be, like I said, a tackle. Okay. He's out of Penn State. All right. His name's Alu Fashanu. All right. Fashanu. That's how I'm going to say it. You know, he's a blue chip tackle. All right, you need a guy that can protect Justin Herbert, plain and simple. You know, you need a big guy that can cover some ground and move some earth. And again, I forgot who they got running the ball. But if they're going to get Justin Herbert any form of leeway, it doesn't matter who he's thrown to. Any good quarterback can throw to any receiver. It's who's protecting the quarterback. So I think they're going to go after Alu Fashanu here out of Penn State.
I'm going to be in disagreement with this. I'm not. I agree with your statement. I disagree with the pick. I think the average, at best, Justin Herbert needs a weapon to throw the ball to. And that's why I have them going with an LSU product, Malik Neighbors.
Okay. All right.
I think Malik's going to be go to Los Angeles, and we'll see how good that connection is. I think it would actually be a pretty good connection. I think Malik Neighbors has a lot of upside to him, and I think that's going to be the pick here.
Wow. Big moves.
So
I like that.
That's still
the receiver.
And that still leaves, for me, Marvin Harrison Jr. on the board.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I see what you're doing here. So you don't think they'd give up a first-round pick, the Raiders, to get number 3 overall, Jaden Daniels?
Oh no, they're giving it up. That's not where Marvin Harrison's going.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. All right.
I'm just saying he's not not one of the first wide receivers off the board like everybody had thought. That's where I'm going with this.
Okay. Next, we got the New York G-Men. All right, after a horrible year, hard to watch. Had Saquon Barkley, really thought that he was going to be the man in fantasy football, which he kind of was. But there's a point in time where he's the only guy on the offense. They just couldn't find him the ball, and he's no longer on that team. And I'm not saying that they're, to be honest with you, I'm going to look through this again as we're going through the draft here, but I got no running backs in the first round. Yeah, there's a couple that could probably fall in the cracks. Things that could happen that we don't know about, but that's not why we're doing this. We're doing this to say who should take who, okay? And so the G-Men got a lot of holes to fill, and they've been trying to build that offensive line. And to my knowledge, I think they've done it. Yeah, it did not pan out last year, but a lot of young guys. I don't think anybody on that line's over 3 years in the NFL. Let them join. Let them become friends. Let them figure it out. But with that being said, where are they going to go? Danny Dimes. They pay. Who's he throwing the ball to? Jalen Hyatt? Sure. I know he got Darren Waller and Bellinger, right? I think that's the tight end they drafted. But I think they need somebody on the defensive side of the ball. They need something because the team just got destroyed time and time again. So many night games, Kyle. The game's over, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna turn the game off and do something else. You know what that's like? All right, in the NFL, to just be like, all right, I'm done watching the last game of the night because it's so goddamn bad. So, I know they went after an edge rusher last year. All right, but I think they do it again. All right, I like Jared Verse coming out of Florida State. All right, he's stronger than he looks. All right, and I think he could set a good complement to a Kayvon Thibodeau out of Oregon. So I think Jared Verse out of Florida State didn't play in the last game of the year. I think he ended up being hurt or something like that. But I think he sat out. I apologize. He didn't get hurt. But he's a great edge rusher. They have him labeled as D end, but he's kind of that tweener like Kayvon Thibodeau. But I think he goes to the G-Men. Jared Verse.
Not bad. I do think they need help on the defensive side of the ball. I think they need help in the secondary on the edges. I'm going to go with an Alabama prospect, Terrion Arnold, corner out of Alabama.
Okay. Hell yeah. Looks like he's Hey, honestly, Adoree Jackson needs a partner. They have a pretty solid. If anything, their secondary actually isn't terrible. So, Xavier McKinney, he did pretty well last year, and he needs that duo. Adoree Jackson, that is. So yeah, I like that. Terry and Arnold. So as we move on, we are on pick number 7. That is the Tennessee Titans. So, another situation where it's changing in the guard. A lot of moving parts here. The Titans. I mean, I'm not gonna say on pay, but they lose Derrick Henry. They obviously kept D-Hop, which is huge. I know they got him in the offseason last year, but they signed Calvin Ridley. All right, they signed my man Mason Rudolph. Okay. And I'm trying to think. They signed somebody on the defensive side of the ball. Either way. They got a new coach. They got a new coach. Offensive coordinator from the Bengals. So they're going to want to, do that Shanahan, McVay regime. Okay. And so last year, they got Skoranek out of not Skoranek. Oh my God, he was out of Northwestern. He played guard, tackle. He could play it all. I actually think they're going to be doing something similar to that because they need to protect Will Levis or Mason Rudolph, whoever plans on being back there. And hell, they got Tajay Spears. He's pretty good, but he's not Derrick Henry. But they're going to want to have a balanced offense. So actually, I think with the number 7 overall pick, the second lineman actually comes off the board. And that's our guy out of Notre Dame, Joe Alt. All right, the son of oh man, he had a dad that played NFL, played for the Chiefs. I don't know if his name was Dan. I could be wrong. But the point is I got Joe Alt going to the Tennessee Titans, protecting a quarterback. And, yeah, he's one of the better prospects in this draft, you know? Joe Alt.
I believe that the quarterback is going to be the mayo and coffee drinker, Will Levis.
Okay.
I believe a quarterback's best friend is a running back. A young quarterback is a running back. But Will Levis is in his second year. He does need playmakers on the outside. This is where I have a son of a former NFL Hall of Famer, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh, all right. I see where you're going there. That was nice. That was a nice tie-in right there, Kyle. That was nice. I like that. That sits good with me. If that ends up happening, that's good. Just because, man, you know, you can't have enough guys throwing the ball to throw the ball to. You know, especially if you're a young quarterback or you're a guy like Mason Rudolph that comes into a situation where you want to prove yourself. So it's whoever's taking the snaps. And you know, yeah, like you said, I do believe it's going to be Will Levis. You know, they drafted him to be that guy, and I don't think anybody on that. I was going to say I don't think anybody on that QB depth chart is from last year is on this team except for Will Levis. But to my knowledge, so is out of Liberty, the quarterback out of Liberty.
Malik Willis.
Malik Willis. I think Malik Willis is still on that team, but you know he's still sitting at number 3. But so back to my pick, Joe Alt. He has a dad named John. John Alt. Yeah. So I just wanted to clear that up. But as we move forward out of Tennessee, we're heading to hot Atlanta. And again, what an offseason this has been, Kyle. I'm glad we've been able to cover it here on 2K, 4K. And just a lot of moves, a lot of moving parts. You know, they were able to acquire Rondale Moore. They got rid of Desmond Ridder. Arthur Smith is no longer the coach. It's now Raheem Morris, right? You know, part of that coaching tree that came out of the Commanders organization prior to the new change, back when they had one more shot to be good. But he's going to come in with a defensive mind. You know, that's what he is. He's a defensive coordinator, and he wants a team that can get after the football. And it's going to be a little conservative on the offensive side, but they signed Kirk Cousins, so they're going to be able to throw the ball a little bit more. And, you know, I think they worry about the defense later in the draft. I actually have them taking a guy out of NC State here going into the later rounds, but at this number 1 pick, you already brought his name up, but I think Malik Neighbors out of LSU goes to Atlanta. You know, receivers, not too many receivers go high, and if they do, they usually go. They've gone to the Lions, or they've gone to the Raiders. Not many high draft picks out of the receiving position that actually pan out. So I think they learned as a league, they learned that lesson. So I have, like I said, Malik Neighbors going to Atlanta to be across from Drake London, be part of Rondale Moore's route tree, and you know they're gonna run the ball. Bijan, Kirk Cousins, man, get him in his polos and flannels. He's gonna be looking good back there, slinging it. Kyle Pitts, my God, how can I forget about the generational talent Kyle Pitts? That has not happened yet. So, yeah,
it's gonna happen this year. Usually when a defensive coach takes over as the head coach, they like to go defense. I could see him going defense, maybe a corner. But in my mock draft, I have probably the best landing spot for this kid to sit behind Kirk Cousins for a couple years.
Okay.
Maybe get more consistent, because I do feel like the ceiling is pretty high for this kid. I think he's got some tangibles. I think this is where you see Drake May come off board.
Okay. Honestly, it'd be a great.
Sit behind Kirk.
Yeah, sit behind Kirk.
And with the whole
no playoff
investigation being had, with the whole investigation being had about tampering, this might be the only time in the next couple of years that they can get in the first round quarterback. So you never know.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that, Kyle. So this could, they could go pretty far, and then all of a sudden they just go, hey, remember how you guys were tampering? So that definitely would shake things up there. So yeah, I like that. You got Drake May, I got Malik Neighbors going to Atlanta, and we're moving on here, approaching the last two of the top 10. The 9th overall pick, we got a back-to-back in terms of the second pick of one team in the draft, the first round here, Chicago Bears. Now, personally, I don't know what they're going to do with it. If they're smart, they try to they try to protect their number one, and that's Caleb Williams. They did a pretty good job going after some guys on the offensive side of the ball. They got Keenan Allen. They were able to restructure Jalen Johnson's contract. He's a pretty good corner. I'm trying to think who else they went after in the offseason here. But point of where I'm getting at is that you need to protect your number one. That's the main thing. They actually have them taking this magazine I'm looking at have them taking a receiver, but they got plenty of guys. They'll figure it out. I think Darnell Mooney is a number 3. No, Darnell Mooney now plays for the Falcons. My God! But with that being said, they can find a guy late in the draft to be a number 3 receiver. You don't draft a number 3 receiver in the first round. Okay. But with that being said, I think they go after offensive tackle out of Alabama, J.C. Latham. I think he again can do the job. They need a surefire left tackle. All right, and that's what JC is. He could be the blind side for Caleb Williams. And if you as long as you got one good offensive lineman, as long as you have a good offensive line coach, then everything's going to follow suit. Everyone's going to do their job. But you need one blue chip guy, and JC Latham.
I'm going offensive line too, because you got to protect your number 1 overall pick. This is where I have the Notre Dame prospect, Joe Alt.
Okay. Hell yeah. I love it. Now we move on to number 10, the New York Jets. They just traded Zach Wilson today, and it's pretty crazy that they got rid of him. I'm not saying that he was anything great. Just like the Browns, they really can't develop a quarterback. They usually do better elsewhere or don't do well at all. It's that's about it. It's crazy to think their best guy outside of Chad Pennington is Mark Sanchez, and Chad Pennington was comeback player of the year twice for 2 different teams. So that don't tell you how the everything pans out for the Jets, man. But with that being said, we've talked about it earlier last week. Saleh wants to have more defensive guys, needs more edge rushers. We need more defensive players. And personally, I think they actually go after a guy. But with that being said, there's plenty more holes to fill on the offensive side. They lost Mekhi Becton. They didn't sign his 5th year. And could they go after a lineman? Yeah, sure. Is it going to be how I pronounce his name? Talise Fuaga out of Oregon State? No, I don't think it's going to be him. I think the Jets get it right, but also get it wrong in terms of, this player's good, but he's not really going to help the overall winning percentage of the team. I think they're going to go after Nate Wiggins out of Clemson. You know, he's a high-flying corner. He's going to be a great complement to Sauce. But, you know, if you got Aaron Rodgers at 38, 39 running around the way he did, you know, or expect him to run around the way he did in Green Bay, it's just not going to happen. So I go with Nate Wiggins, the cornerback out of Clemson.
Nice. If they want Aaron Rodgers to last more than 4 plays this year, they better Oli Muaway, Penn State. I have them taking that offensive tackle from Penn State.
Oh, yeah, Alu Fashano.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's who I got them. They got to protect Aaron Rodgers. They want him to last more than 4 plays this year.
I agree with you. No, I 100% agree with you, Kyle. And I really hope that they choose what you're going to do or what you want to do because, you know, in all reality, he might just cave and go, I'm a defensive guy. You know, like just like out of like split personality, like Jekyll and Hyde type shit.
He might.
Yeah.
You want to run down these last 22, though?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're at, pick 11. We got, pick 11, Minnesota Vikings, man. Hell, I honestly think they're taking J.J. McCarthy here. Sam Darnold ain't the guy.
I think they're going defense. I think they're taking Cooper DeJean, Iowa.
Oh, wow. The white corner.
Yep.
You think he's going to... So that you think they draft him to pair him with Harrison Smith just so they can just have both the two white defensive backs in the league? You think that's what they do?
Oh, Harrison Smith's getting up, so I mean he can teach him everything that he knows.
He's like, hey, go over there and be white. Cover that guy over there and be white. That's what he's gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's great.
Broncos, I have right here. I got them taking an edge rusher. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're taking a quarterback this early. I think everything, unless they can trade up in the top 3, I don't see them taking quarterback. J.J. McCarthy's already gone. Drake May's gone. I don't think they're taking Penix. I do think they're going to take edge rusher Jared Verse here, Florida State.
Okay. Now, actually, I think they're taking the Broncos. I think they're trying to get Zach Wilson a weapon. And if they take a quarterback, it's going to be, I think, actually late. Or not late, start early in the second round. But I think it's actually going to be Brock Bowers makes his way to Denver. And, the Pin Man, he loves a receiving tight end. And I know they got Greg Dulcich, and he's fine, sure. But, you get Zach Wilson in a healthy environment, give him a couple MILFs. I think they'll be fine. They'll start rolling him in the Pin Man, but even though Zach Wilson don't do that because he's Mormon, I think they might have a good situation in Denver, but I really don't think that's going to pan out completely. But that's what they want to do, and that's why I think Brock Bowers. But moving on here, this technically are sitting at 13. Now we have them at 3. I mean, do you want me to tell you who I think you guys are going to go after if you are sitting at 13? And then give you the pick of what the Cardinals would have got? Is that what you want?
Yes, his dogs are in the back. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I was trying to...
No, you're cool. It's totally fine. We're a family around here. So, I actually think if you guys are sitting at 13, all right, this is where you get Michael Penix. All right, because someone's getting Jaden Daniels at number 3. Period. I don't think he's fallen out of 5. And if that happens, then a lot of other quarterbacks are falling. There's no way that they're being flopped. So if you guys are sitting at 13, you guys take Michael Penix. But if we flip it around in the Cardinals, all right, go out and they land not the 13th overall pick because they swapped with you guys. I actually think that you guys are going to take the guy I mentioned earlier, I think he played guard for Oregon State. His name's Talise Fuaga. Tough Samoan out of Oregon State. Dude had some crazy stat. I don't think he gave a sack up his entire career or something stupid like that. Just a mauler. And that'd be a great protector for Kyler Murray. That interior line, earth mover, all that stuff. But yeah, who do you got at 13, Kyle?
We traded with New England here, so this would be New England.
Oh, New England, jeez.
I have them taking Talise Fuaga as well.
New England Patriots. God damn it! Sorry about that, guys. Heck, flippity
Our
floppity.
recording stopped on Riverside, by the way.
It did.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. I wonder when it stopped.
I think it just stopped after last pick.
Oh. Well then, fuck. Let's go back in it then.
If we start over, that's going to mess up all our streams, isn't it?
A recording? No. A recording is already in progress. It looks like it's in this account already recording, and you can only record in one studio at a time.
Oh, that's cool. Mine says it stopped.
Yeah. Well, that's. Now you got me.
All right, if it's working, dude, that's the main thing.
Yeah. That's the main thing. Golly, man. But yeah, so we're looking at number 14, right? Pick number 14.
Yes, I have the Saints taking a defensive lineman out of Texas, Byron Murphy.
Oh, yeah, big guy. I like me some Byron Murphy. But for New Orleans here, it seems like they never get it right. They got Brian Brees last year. He was doing pretty well, but personally here, I think I think they actually go. I think they go edge rusher. All right, they're going to get a guy out of Alabama. All right, they're going to keep building that the defensive line, and they get edge rusher Dallas Turner out of Alabama.
All right,
make some noise in that NFC South.
Yeah, they definitely go defense here.
Oh, damn. See, that's something's going on here, Kyle. Because it's not popping up. Oh, wait, no. Maybe. I could be wrong. 1 second here. Cool. I am wrong. We're learning here, folks. We're learning. We're a mom and pop shop still. But let's move on to pick number 15 with the Indianapolis Colts.
I'm interested to see who you got here. Anthony Richardson, second year.
So to actually give you an answer, again, we're talking about the best option. And I know that, which I like, both of our picks for each team has been, to a point, very different. And so I got a few guys left on the board. I actually think that Rome Odunze finds himself as a Colt. Okay. Now, I said Marvin Harrison goes to God, who did I say? I said the Broncos, but yeah, but to be honest with you, I think I truly think that Rome Odunze ends up in Indianapolis. They need a deep play threat to sit aside with Michael Pittman. I know you got the franchise tag, but yeah, Anthony Richardson needs some guys. I know they got Jonathan Taylor in the backfield. They need to build that offense, man.
I agree. He's going to get a new pass catcher in Indy, and it's going to be Brock Bowers.
Oh, I like that. It's going to be interesting to see how that all pans out, though, because mean, it all depends who is playing tight end, but they really haven't been the most involved position
They have not.
for the Colts last couple of years. Moving on here, pick number 16. We got the Seattle Seahawks. Last couple of years, they've got backs that are Pro Bowl talents, and Geno Smith. What's his name? Walker, Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker, yep.
They're still sitting pretty at receiver, and there's not really a tight end outside of Brock Bowers that it's worth being a first round grade. So they end up finding a good offensive lineman last year. I actually think they go defense, and it's definitely not going to be corner because they got plenty of them. They lost Jamal Adams. They lost Quadri Diggs. They just cut them. They're starting fresh. But I think they actually build the interior and build the front seven. So I actually think they go after Latu out of Latu, the edge rusher, defensive end out of UCLA. Lanky, long guy. He's already on the West Coast. I think he's a good fit for Seattle.
I agree with you. I think they go interior, but not on defense. I think they go interior offense lineman out of Duke to help Geno Smith feel more comfortable in that offense. Graham Barton.
Okay. Out of Duke. I love it. But all right, moving on here. We are going to down in Jacksonville. So Jaguars last year, definitely disappointment. After coming off of a revamped year after being with Urban Meyer, Dougie Pete coming in and doing Dougie Pete things. Can they build off of 2 years ago their success? Can Trevor Lawrence stay healthy? I think if they do that, they'll be fine. And what are they going to do? I think they're going to go after actually someone on the defensive side, because back in the day they had two great defensive tackles, Kyle. John Henderson and somebody else, I forgot his name, but they had two phenomenal defensive tackles. I don't know if you remember on Madden. They were both in the high 90s. All right, they were just dogs. All right, and I think with the edge rushers they got, Josh Allen and Walker, the recent first-round pick a couple years ago. I think they're going to get a guy in the middle that can do the job. Byron Murphy out of Texas. You already brought his name up there, Kyle. I think he's going to bust him around and smack him around. So
I think that would be a great pick if he was still available.
Right.
But since they lost Calvin Ridley, I think they're going to try to get Pretty Boy Sunshine another weapon. I think they're going to take Brian Thomas Jr. out of LSU, wide receiver.
I love it. A lot of receivers that can make an impact early, Kyle.
Very heavy receiver draft.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of them. Man. But with that being said, we're moving on from Jacksonville to Cincinnati. Again, another team that had a down year. If Joe Burrow couldn't stay healthy, but Jake Browning and his
they weren't making the playoffs. You heard it here first.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think you're the one that just called that. Maybe, yeah. I think you're the one that called that. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Again, didn't anticipate the Steelers making it. They flopped, and so with that being said, if it wasn't for Jake Browning and his first round number one overall pick wife, I don't know. They could have been higher on this draft, but they found a way to find themselves at pick number 18, and everything's staying the same. Yeah, Tyler Boyd's gone. No big deal. T. Higgins is TBD. What are they going to do on the defense side of the ball? They had a down year. I personally think they stay on the offensive side and they go after. I actually think they go after a receiver here. They're going to do some crazy stuff. I don't think they should be, but they're going to want to have a trio for their man Joe Burrow. Of course, they're paying him, so they want to keep him happy. and it doesn't matter who they get the offensive line. It's like they can't get anything to work because they've been trying. They've been getting guys in the offseason, and they have brief success, but they can't keep Burrow off the ground. So again, I think they go receiver. I don't think they go after. I don't think they go Brian Thomas like you were saying. I actually think they're going to go after the fastest guy in the NFL draft this past offseason. It's going to be Xavier Worthy out of Texas.
Okay.
I think he's one of the guys that are projected to be in the early second round. I think he's just too fast. I think when the Bengals drafted John Ross and he would end up being a bust, I think they're like, we're going to get the next guy. That's the fastest guy in the draft. So Xavier Worthy out of Texas.
Okay. I appreciate that. I disagree, though. Their defense needs some work, especially in the D-line interior. So I'm going to go with the stud out of Illinois, Jerzon Newton.
Okay. Hell yeah. No, I like that. Yeah, I like that move for sure. But here we are, pick number 19, Kyle. The LA Rams. You know, this is their first. This is the Rams' first round pick, first round pick since trading away Jared Goff.
They might not know what to do here.
What's going to happen here, Kyle? Because again, a lot can happen. Especially sitting at 19. You know, I think there's a lot of moves that need to be made. The Rams were very close. No one ever thought that team was a playoff team. But, you know, they got...
I did.
You know, they... Well, yeah. No, yeah. You're again, heard it here first. All right? The one and only. And...
Just saying. I call it how I see it.
No, you called it. And with that being said, they have a few positions that shined last year that they didn't think that were, like Puka Nacua and Kobe Turner, you know? And again, they lost Aaron Donald. But I actually think, huge. But I actually think the guy that you just named earlier for Cincinnati, Jerzon Newton out of Illinois, is going to be going to L.A. with the Rams to complement Kobe Turner and make that defensive line pretty tough. Because again, you got Kenneth Walker and the Seahawks. You got Christian McCaffrey and the Niners, and of course you got the Cardinals with James Conner, and they're all thumpers. McCaffrey is an all-purpose back, but Shanahan wants to run between the tackles, and you need a guy that can plug it up. And Kobe Turner and Jerzon Newton here, I think is going to be a hell of a tandem. I love a good defensive tackle tandem. You know that, Kyle.
No, and I think that's a good thought. I just think they need an edge. I really think they need an edge rusher. That's why I'm going with Dallas Turner out of Alabama.
Hell yeah, brother. Alrighty, and moving on here to the Steelers. Funny enough, with all the moves they've done this offseason, they're sitting at 20. They love the 20th pick, Kyle, and I hope they get tired of picking at 20 because we've had it for the last 4 years, whether we made the playoffs or not, and a lot of questions got answered for the Steelers. So I'm going to be very simple here. I think they're going after another Georgia tackle, all right, to be the opposite side of Broderick Jones. I think they're going to do a Marius Mims out of Georgia, blue chip tackle. Just protect whoever's back there, whether it's Russ, whether it's Justin Fields. We got two backs that can rush for 1,000 yards. Protect them. Open holes, period.
I like the quarterback. I have him taken as well. Troy Fortuno. You had him going
out of Washington.
Yeah.
I got you on that. I like that very much. But moving on here, 21, Miami. Lot of moving pieces here. I actually think that it's going to be one of the teams that try to trade back and get more picks because they lost a handful of guys. And whether it was to a trade, whether it was to releasing or not being able to sign them back, they were deep in cap hell. And so I think they trade back. But if they would sign somebody here, they need somebody to protect good old good old Tua Tagovailoa, man. You know, they found a way to get a good running game this past this past year, and they lost all their right guard to him becoming the biggest contract in as a guard in the NFL, which is crazy. Yeah, I forgot his damn name, but we talked about it on the show here. But I think they go tackle. All right, I know you mentioned it earlier in this draft here, Kyle. I think they get Graham Barton out of Duke.
I think they go defense. They lost Xavier Howard. They had a cap casualty. You got to have somebody to pair with Jalen Ramsey. I'm going to go with Quinion Mitchell here out of Toledo.
Oh, Toledo. Yeah, dude, the big rangy guy. I'll tell you. Yep. For some reason, I just want him to go to Seattle. But, you know, they already got two guys. Why would they need a third? But I like that there. But number 22, the biggest fall in second half of NFL season history, Philadelphia Eagles. You know, what are they going to do? You know, they got Kenny Pickett now. All right, he's looking pretty good as the number 3. All right, Will Greer's going to beat him out. Jalen Hurts, you know, he got to be the Iron Man. But they got Saquon Barkley prior to the tampering. We don't know what's going to happen with AJ Brown. They might trade back, or they might get some more picks to trade away AJ Brown. And if they trade away AJ Brown, I think they go after Brian Thomas, the receiver out of LSU. But if that don't happen, I think they get somebody on the defensive side of the ball. Now, who is that? Who is that? Well, I'll tell you here. I actually think they go after Terrion Arnold, the corner out of Alabama. You know, they got a guy late last year to potentially replace Maddox, their slot guy. But I think they need someone a little tougher from the guy they got from Georgia. I think they go after Terrion Arnold from Alabama.
All right. I like that. I have them taking quarter 2. Terrion Arnold went top 10 for me. Mm-hmm. I just like Arnold a lot. I like the way he fits, but that's why I had him going earlier than this guy. But I think this guy's also going to be very good on defense, and he's going to be a corner for years to come. Nate Wiggins from Clemson.
Oh, yeah, Clemson. Yeah, no. He can turn on a dime, man. He's tough. And again, it's all about how you look at it. You know, they need somebody that could cover CeeDee Lamb twice a year. All right, and they need a guy that can cover whoever the hell the Commanders are throwing at him twice a year. And, well, sorry, Scary Terry. I apologize, Scary. Did not mean to, talk down on you there.
You just don't have a quarterback, Scary Terry. Sorry.
No, he don't. You got Marcus Mariota. Yeah, no, they need someone that could cover the NFC West or the NFC East. Sorry. Yep. But moving on here, we're going down to Houston, and
Houston.
In the pregame,
Minnesota traded with him.
Oh, okay. See, yeah. Sorry. Hey, I got the I don't got the updated pick here. So Minnesota, we had them taking. I said J.J. McCarthy, correct?
You said J.J. I took Cooper DeJean.
Okay. So, I think it's only fitting. Well, you already said J.J. McCarthy's going 2 overall. I was like, well, I'll take Cooper DeJean right now. No, I'm kidding. But he easily could fall to Houston. I mean, I know D'Amico Ryans is going to want to go defense here.
It's Minnesota.
Oh, God dang, I keep looking. If they got an offensive guy in the first pick, they're good at receiver. Yeah, Justin Jefferson's a question mark, but he's number 1 receiver in the league. So they're going to go after a defensive guy here. I know you already talked about Cooper DeJean, but I think they go after Kool-Aid McKinstry because nothing's cooler than Kool-Aid in Minnesota. Kool-Aid McKinstry.
I can think of a lot of things cooler in Minnesota. like Kohler.
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, yeah. You're right.
I think this is where they get their quarterback of the future. I don't think Sam Darnold's the answer there. I had Penix here before the news broke today that a lot of teams flagged him for medical for his shoulder and knee.
Oh, okay.
So I actually have him taking the quarterback that I honestly don't like. I don't like this pick, but I know they're going to go quarterback here, and I can't think of anybody else that would be in the first round. If it wasn't for Penix's shoulder and knee, I would say Penix here, but it's his medical issues, so I'm going to go Bo Nix here.
Bo Nix. Kenny Pickett, 2.3. Wow. The oldest player in college football history playing quarterback.
I'm going.
You got him going in the first round. Wow. Hey,
if it wasn't for Penix's issues,
I'm pretty sure Bo Nix is the same age as Sam. Okay, I could be wrong. I think I am, but the point is that Bo Nix is pretty old. So, wow. All right, cool. Bo Nix. To pick number 24, am I correct?
Yes, Grandpa Jones.
Where we go down to Dallas. And I can easily see them take a quarterback, or not take a quarterback, you take a running back here, just because they got nobody running the ball. Love me some Deuce Vaughn. They easily could do that, but I told you there's not going to be any running backs taken in the first round here. There just isn't. They don't got that guy. They don't. But Dallas got a lot of shoes to fill. Obviously lost Dan Quinn at the coordinator position, but they lost Stephen Gilmore. They also lost Leighton Vander Esch retired, which is a shocker to me. And they lost a few guys in the offensive line. I think priority of position. They actually take a corner here. You mentioned him earlier in the draft here, Kyle. But I think it's going to be Quinyon Mitchell out of Toledo. Quinyon Mitchell.
Yeah, I can see that with all the losses they had.
I know they got Trayvon Diggs, but he got hurt.
With the uncertainty with CeeDee Lamb and his contract and things like that, I think they go wide receiver here. I think they go down to Florida State and get Keon Coleman.
Oh, okay. Big guy. Wow. Yeah, no, he's a big boy. I like that. That's a nice move for Dak. Dak needs a dude like that. He had a tall dude like that at Mississippi State, and if Dak just ran the way he used to, he'd be even better. But moving on here, Green Bay. This is my Paps pick here. Youngest team to ever win a playoff game. Congratulations there. They just got Josh Jacobs, Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name's my name too.
Your Papa no longer happy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like he loved Aaron Jones, so he'd go nuts for Josh Jacobs. Jingleheimer Schmidt, his name's not my name too. But whenever I go out, the people always shout Josh Jacobs, Jingleheimer Schmidt. No more AJ Dillon, so it's just him back there. Offensive line, it'll be just fine. I know they just lost. They asked. Man, we talked about it. God dang, they cut him because of injury. It's a shame. His name's just right on the tip of my tongue and the tip of my brain, but I don't think they go offensive tackle. Okay, I think actually they go the first center. I know we talked about a couple tackles and a guard, but I think they go center out of Oregon, Jackson Powers Johnson. Love that name, but JPJ, Earth Mover, great protection, and you need that combination between the quarterback and the center. That's the most important thing before anything else. And obviously they're going to want to run the ball and keep the keep the overall game plan to control the clock. Yeah, Jordan Love had a great second half last year, but you want to grow this quarterback. You don't want to just throw him to the wolves.
Right. Yeah. Bakhtiari. He wasn't available at all last year anyway, hardly. So I don't think in the last couple of years actually. So I don't think they're going to go offensive line here. I think they're going to go defensive help. Their defense is the Achilles heel of this team and has been like that for a while. I got them taking UCLA edge rusher Leatu Latu.
Hell yeah. That'd be a great spot for him if he ends up landing there. That's great. But moving on here to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, they were smart. What's that?
They overexceeded last year.
Oh, without a doubt. Now, of course, I think we all, during the previews talked about them actually winning the division, but
yeah,
it's a toss-up either way because that overall the weakest division in the league, maybe at the very least the NFC, but still got a solid core. Baker Mayfield, lights out. Mike Evans, Hall of Famer, lights out. But they fell short. Came down to a play in Detroit, and they're obviously hungry. Now, where can they go? Offensive line's looking pretty good. The receivers are just fine. I'm not gonna say they go after running back, but they lose. Oh man, he just went to Tennessee. One of the guys they just picked up. Sean Murphy Bunting, correct?
Yep.
And they have All-Pro Antoine Winfield Jr. So I think they actually go defense here because Vita Vea is getting older. I know they just lost Shaq Barrett, so they're going to want to solidify this defense. And looking through my names here, I'm going to find one here for you, Kyle. Hey. Oh, I think they do Darius Robinson, defensive tackle out of Missouri.
Okay.
They need a guy that complements Vita Vea, and they couldn't really stop the run last year. That's why the Detroit Lions had their number.
They need somebody to help Antoine Winfield Jr. I haven't taken a player out of Missouri, but it's not the guy that you mentioned. All Jr., cornerback.
Say the name for me one more time.
Ennis Rakestraw Jr.
Okay. I like that. Out of Missouri.
Yep. And that brings us to the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh wow, yeah. And so I had them take an offensive lineman?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. And who'd you have them taken? Roma Dunze. Roma Dunze. Okay. So again, 2-win team, and I think both of their wins came from playoff teams. So yeah, say what you want about 2 wins, but pretty tough wins. I think they actually go after the defense side of the ball here, and I think they go after Cooper DeJean, cornerback out of Iowa. They need somebody on that defensive side, the secondary, that can actually do the job. Budda Baker. Who else you got back there? Nobody.
No, I agree. I go the backer help. I think they go with Hold on. Thought I was going to cough.
Cool.
I think they need linebacker help, so I think they go to Zach Frazier out of West Virginia.
Oh, okay. I like that. Shout out to Dub V, baby. I love it. So, moving on to Buffalo here.
Hold on. I said linebacker, didn't I?
You mean center?
Yeah, I meant offensive line. My fault.
No, you're cool.
They need help with offensive line protecting Kyler Murray. That's where I was going. They already solidified the wide receiver. They need Zach Frazier inside offensive line.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. They need they got to make some moves, man. They got to do it somewhere. They got to protect Kyler Murray. I agree with that. But moving on here to Buffalo, very simple. Stephon Diggs is gone. Gabe Davis is gone. All you got is Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid. Yeah, you lost Poyer, and I think you lost Micah Hyde too. But again, you're paying Josh Allen. All right, you lost your center, okay, and then you signed your left tackle. All right, but you need someone to throw. You need someone to catch the ball from Josh Allen. I think they're going to go Keon Coleman. I know you mentioned him early in the draft here, but big target, can easily become the number one guy in Buffalo, and I think that'd be a huge pickup for the Bills, man.
100% agree. They need a receiver. I got them taking Texas wide receiver Adonai Mitchell.
Okay. Hey, that was the number one guy. That was the number one guy in Texas. So yeah, moving on here. 29, Detroit. Who would have thought? Pick number 29. I mean, we did.
Detroit, Rock City.
we called it. Oh yeah, no, go look behind to Detroit, Rock City. I think we got to make that one of our sound bites there, Kyle. But
Gonna bite off the kneecaps, man.
Biting off kneecaps. Yeah, once I start cutting it, we'll getting a lot more here. But Detroit made some moves. They lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I think they signed a corner. I forgot what his name was, but he's gonna.
It was Vegas. Amir Robertson.
Oh, okay, cool. And with that being said, the offensive line's the best in the league. Debatable, but I think they are.
I think so.
Sam Laporta's a dog. They got plenty of good receivers, and they got a great running game, and of course they got a quarterback that can get the job done. So with that being said, they got to focus on the defensive side of the ball, Kyle. Period. And they were winning the game going into halftime against the Niners, and so they need to get as many people as they can on the defensive side of the ball to actually make an impact. And so, with that being said, they will take. Already said him. Oh, okay, cool. Edge rusher here. I know Aiden Richardson is Hutchinson. Jesus, Aiden Hutchinson is on one side, and I think he needs a Big Ten counterpart on the other side here. I got Chop Robinson out of Penn State to be the edge rusher there for the Lions.
I also have an edge rusher. Aiden does need a Robin to his Batman. I have SEC talent out of Mizzou, Darius Robinson.
Okay, all right. I like it. And as we move on here to our last three picks, it's been a great draft here, Kyle. We got Baltimore sitting at 30, and now got Derrick Henry. Yeah, they could probably use another receiver. Sure, maybe. I don't know. I mean, more receivers for Lamar, the better. But I really think that it's going to be a lot of Trey Flowers, and I think it's going to be a lot of both Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely next year. But of course, they got D. Henry. Who cares? Defensive side of the ball, they lose Patrick Queen. Not good. But they got Kyle Hamilton. They got Roquan Smith. They still got Marlon Humphrey. I personally think they're going to go defensive side of the ball. But the Ravens, man, they do this every single year. They go out and they get a guy they need right now. They don't wait around. And 9 times out of 10, that guy makes a splash. And so, with that being said, I have Baltimore going in and taking. Where you at? I think they go after the Kamari Lassiter. I know they're going to do a little bit of a reach here, but he's a cornerback out of Georgia. Anyone from the SEC, from those top 3 teams, are going to do a great job, and I think Kamari Lassiter is going to be that guy.
I do think they go cornerback as well, and I do think they go SEC, but I think it's from Bama. I think it's going to be Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Hell yeah. His name's too big. He's too cool of a name to go that low, though. That's what I think, man. If he falls, it's gonna be quite the shock. Because Kool-Aid McKinstry. If he goes and plays in Baltimore, it's a tough squad, man. Pretty tough. But moving on here, we got pick number 31, San Francisco 49ers. All right, they could go anywhere. It'd be just adding a toy to the garage, man. Another sports car, another truck, whatever. They got all the weapons and vehicles you need, but they need someone to protect Brock Purdy. That plain and simple. You gotta act now. They're in win now mode more, I think, than any other team, just because they're basically playing until it's time to pay Brock Purdy. Yep. And as long as they build that team around him, it's going to make more sense to keep him on a low contract. So, with that being said, I think they get the tackle out of BYU. His name's Kingsley Suamataia. That's his name. Suamataia out of BYU.
I do think they got to protect Brock, and I do think they go with an offensive tackle. This is where I see J.C. Latham going, Alabama.
Okay. And again, man, they need someone to protect him. Period. But moving on here to the final pick of the draft here, ladies and gents. The Kansas City Chiefs. We all know Rashee Rice might not be playing. And they just got Hollywood Brown. They lost L'Jarius Sneed. Wow. I take that back, man. The Titans are actually looking pretty good on paper right now. But could they go for someone on the defensive side of the ball? Yeah, sure. But I think they're going to find that later in the draft. I think they're actually going to go after a first-round receiver. And, they've done this before with Clyde Edwards-Helaire at running back. He's now no longer with the team. But, of course, like what Kyle said a long time ago, we got that Isaiah Pacheco is a system running back, right? But I think they go out there and get themselves a gadget guy, receiver, okay? A Debo-like talent out of South Carolina, Xavier Leggett. I think he's that big body guy that can basically be like a gadget player like Debo for the Chiefs. And if Andy Reid gets a guy like that, then it's lights out.
I think they go offensive line here. I think they try to protect Patrick some more. I think they're going to go with the Arizona product, Jordan Morgan.
Okay. Jordan Morgan, man. Hell yeah. Heck, I agree with you. Either one could work out. It's just, they've landed pretty good on most of their picks. Like who they want now, what do they want to do now, and I like that. They got to protect Kyler. I keep saying Kyler Murray. They got to protect good old Pat Mahomes, man. Patrick Mahomes. God forbid if his mom's listening to the show right now. But Kyle, we did it, man. Heck, locked in. We did this draft. We did the pregame. Oh, dude, I cannot wait for Thursday night. I cannot wait.
Dude, I might grab me I'm definitely going to have me a couple Dubby energies.
Okay. Yeah, shout out to Dubby. We don't got nothing yet, but thank you, Dubby. We appreciate you. We love you. And the moment we get that code, it's game time, brother. It's game time. I love it. Kyle, great fucking episode today. Make sure you guys tune in live on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Right here on 2K4K Pod, the one and only. Check us out on Instagram. I think I said that already. Check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts when you don't catch us live. We love you.
Yeah.
I'm 2K Kyle. Alongside me as always, 4K Jones, baby. We'll see you guys on Thursday for the NFL Draft. Tune in live. We love you. Fuck
you. You don't want to miss it.
Hmm.